Let's read this question. So the question says that column 1 and column 2 contains 4 entries each. Entries of column 1 are to be matched with some entries of column 2, and one or more than one entries of column 1 may have the matching with the same entries of column 2. So there are two columns. Column 1 have 4 entries and column 2 has 4 entries. So now we'll have to match column 1 with column 2. So it is all about osmotic pressure. We know the formula pi equals to CRT. So here C is concentration, that is molarity, and T is temperature, R is universal gas constant. So to compare between two osmotic pressure, we have to compare the concentration, or I, also I, that is Vandter factor. Because R is constant, T is constant. C, if you check, so here C is also constant, means concentration is also constant. All it depends upon I. So here we'll find the answer on the basis of I value. Because CRT remains constant, this part remain constant, only I changes. So pi depends upon I. So first in A, glucose, concentration same. So for glucose I value is 1 because it is non-electrolyte. So it will remain as 1 into 0.1 RT. And urea is also non-electrolyte. So for urea also I value is 1. So pi 2 is 1 into 0.1 into RT. R is universal gas constant, T is temperature. If is equals to pi 2 in case of A. Now B. So in B, pi 1, that is for NaCl. So in NaCl, NaCl is dissociated into Na plus Cl minus, and number of dissociated molecule is 2. And I value is 1 plus n minus 1. 1 plus n minus 1. So here n value is 2. 1 plus n minus 1 into alpha, as alpha is not given. So we will take the value. Now it will become 1 plus 1, that is 2. So I value is 2. That means osmotic pressure is 2 into 0.1 into RT for NaCl. Now for Na2SO4. So Na2SO4 is dissociated into 2Na plus SO4 2 minus. Here also number of dissociated molecule is 3. It is 2, it is 1, that means 3. So pi 2 will be 3 into 0.1 into RT. So here the value of I is more than in case of Na2SO4 than NaCl. So I value Na2SO4, Vandter factor value of Na2SO4 is more than NaCl. That means pi 2 is greater than pi 1 in case of B. Now C. So pi 1 for NaCl. So before we find out the NaCl, the pi 1 value of NaCl is, so it is same with 0.1 molarity NaCl. That means it will be 2 into 0.1 RT. Because for NaCl, Vandter factor value is 2. Pi 2 is for KCl. So KCl also dissociate to form K plus Cl minus, and number of dissociated molecule is 2. And if we find out the value of I, so it will become 1 plus n minus 1, that is 2 minus 1 into degree of dissociation is 1. So it will be equals to 2. So it is also 2 into 0.1 RT. So here also pi 1 is equals to pi 2. Now D. So In D, it is in case of CuSO4 is dissociated into form Cu2 plus SO4 2 minus. So here number of dissociated molecule is 2. Now if we'll find out the value of I, it will become 1 plus 2 minus 1, which will be equals to 2. So if we'll find out the value of pi, that is 2 into 0.1 RT. Then second is for sucrose. So in case of sucrose is non-electrolyte. So I value is 1. So in case of sucrose, osmotic pressure is 1 into 0.1 RT. So this is in case of D. Now we have to decide. So in D case, the I value is more in case of CuSO4 than sucrose. That means here pi 1 is greater than pi 2. So now we have to match. So A is matched with pi 1 equals to pi 2. So in P, pi 1 and pi 2 isotonic. If pi 1 is equals to pi 2, that means they are isotonic. So A matched with P. Now, no net migration of solvent across the membrane as they are isotonic and same osmotic pressure. So, no net of migration of solvent across the membrane. That means A is also matched with Q. Pi 1 is hypertonic, pi 2 it is incorrect. Pi 1 is hypotonic, pi 2 it is also incorrect in case of A because they are equal or isotonic. Now B. So in B case, they are not isotonic because they have not same osmotic pressure and pi 2 greater than pi 1. So no net migration of solvent across the membrane, it is also incorrect because in case of isotonic, no net migration of solvent across the membrane occur. Now pi 1 is hypertonic to pi 2. As pi 2 is greater, so pi 2 is hypertonic than pi 1 and pi 1 is hypotonic. So R is also not for B because in B it is pi 2 and pi 1 is hypotonic and pi 2 is hypertonic. So pi 1 is hypotonic to pi 2, that means B is matched with S. Now C. C is matched with pi 1 equals to pi 2, that means they are isotonic, no net migration of solvent across the membrane, and R and S are not applicable for C. Now D. So in D, pi 1 greater than pi 2, pi 1 pi 2 are not isotonic because they are not equal. No net migration of solvent is also incorrect. And pi 1 is hypertonic, pi 2 is correct. So D matched with R because pi 1 is greater than pi 2. Pi 1 is hypertonic and pi 2 is hypotonic. So D is matched with R. So this is the matched column answer. Hope you understand it well. Best of luck.